Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action as we eagerly await the new DLC. I'm going to be going through some replays from you all. This one's from Reginald Puggington, and he's taking the Empire with this Archlector here, the Templehof Luminark in the distance, taking on the Foul Vampire Coast. So let's get straight to it. Front line is going to be a mix of state troops. He's got the Tattersouls and some Sigmar's Sons as well. Looks like silver bullets and 4 units of crossbowmen. The Templehof Luminark, we've got some Outriders and Empire Knights scattered around various pockets. Got a mortar here as well, and it looks like a light wizard. For the Vampire Coast, we've got Count NOTCILUS on a Necrofex, another Necrofex, Carronade, and a mortar with another Carronade here. Lots of anti-cav tools, deckhand mobs, handguns, and plenty of regular zombies as well. Nice wide boy Vampire Coast, and you can see right off the bat shots being opened up, the Tattersouls taking an absolute beating, and it looks like the Templehof Luminark in the distance as well, getting tagged a couple times by those Carronades, which will definitely do quite a bit of damage. It's going to be a tough advance for the Empire here, but state troops, you know, they're pushing forward, not too worried about life. Some really good hits from the mortar, though, right on top of those Tattersouls. They've lost, close to half their unit models already. Thankfully, they are unbreakable. They'll still get in there and fight into the late game, but Empire Knights as well, trying to use some of these hills for cover. They will help mitigate some of that cannon fire there, but yeah, it's still going to be a tough situation overall. You can see the Empire forces advancing across the field here. Lots of counterfire coming in, and yeah, these Empire Knights are in for a tough situation. Once they get into contact, though, they should be able to do okay. Tattersouls getting gunned down as they come in. The Archlector pushing NOTCILUS away here, interrupting him from firing momentarily, and the Empire getting in range to start returning fire here. NOTCILUS pulling up a summon there, Outriders, and looks like the handgunners trying to get in range of them as well. Mortar shooting at the ranged units in the back line. Not quite as accurate fire this time. And the return fire from the Empire mortar, not really that accurate either, unfortunately. But yeah, crossbowmen pushing forward. They're going to be starting to target these handguns in the back, which is obviously a very, very good target. Unfortunately, the Empire Knights, the Outriders, kind of getting a little bit worked over here on the flanks, just not able to sit and sustain combat. Empire state troops are doing well against the zombies, though, starting to mulch through the front line a little bit there. NOTCILUS calling down his bombardment on those gunners in the back line, but yeah, the crossbowmen also pushing forward and within range to shoot the Carronade crews themselves. This is a very strong play. These Carronade crews are very light and squishy. It will be able to get taken out by those crossbowmen relatively easily. You can see this Carronade over here. A couple of the guns actually destroyed by the crossbows, and the crew is crumbling as well. So some really nice counter-ranged fire. Unfortunately, those Templehof Luminark has taken a ton of damage from various targets and is routing off at the moment. We'll see if it can get its leadership back. Meanwhile, in the center, the Archlector buffing up what remains of his troops here, trying to keep them online. There's not a whole lot of melee infantry left. There's still maybe a couple units of swordsmen here and there, but mostly crossbowmen just firing in at this point. They have finished off 2 of the artillery crews. Now it's just the mortar in the center that still needs to get finished off there. But the handguns are becoming a bit of an issue at this point. You can see them seeing off 1 unit of crossbowmen here. The Outriders also have taken quite a bit of damage there. And the Empire Knights trying to come back. They're got, 19 unit models left here, so they should be able to push through, get some okay damage done. Meanwhile, the state troops slugging it out with zombies in the center. They'll be able to do okay there. That shot from NOTCILUS does manage to clip a couple of those Empire Knights, but sorry for the jerky camera movement, guys. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but yeah, just across this front line here, Archlector's still sitting in sustained combat. He's perfectly fine to fight some of these zombies, as long as he's not fighting polearms too much, but forcing a nice little blob there for the mortar, the Empire mortar, to fire into. It is absolutely safe in the back line, especially with those Carronades being shut down. There's nothing from the coast that can get back there and get on it very quickly. So certainly it will have some time to fire, which is good, because the Empire is pretty behind on the balance of power at this point. They are going to need to sort of claw their way back here. Some spearmen trying to push through, be the brave Empire state troops, and get in the back line and try and take down 2 Necrofex Colossi, though. Probably going to be a bit much for these poor state troops. And oh man, only shot 1 there, NOTCILUS. He's going to summon more. And the gunners and the crossbowmen are just kind of kiting back at this point. Obviously, they are quicker than zombies, so they can kind of kite back, shoot, kite back, shoot. These Empire swordsmen trying to hold back these deckhand mobs here, but they are probably going to get surrounded, which is not the best. That being said, Archlectors pushing through troops in the center. We've still got some Outriders online as well, and these brave Empire Knights. One final charge here into the side of some of these zombies, trying to crumble them away. But, oh man, that Necrofex fire is just absolutely brutal at this point. Very good against cavalry of all kinds. And yeah, those Outriders not going to be too long for this world. That being said, crossbowmen are here. They're still shooting quite a few units and able to get some effective fire on all variants of zombies here. And yeah, at this point, the Tempelhof is still alive, just chilling in the back, waiting for good targets to emerge. But things are not looking great. The zombies are definitely pushing forward very heavily, and you can see with the artillery advantage, some very good mortar hits there are going to crumble away those zombies. But yeah, there's still a lot of melee zombies left, which is the main issue for the Empire. They're going to have to kite and shoot quite a bit, and eventually probably will get back to this mortar. You can see they are inching ever closer there. And we'll see. Where are those mortar shots going to land? Looks like they're going still after the gunners out on the far field there. Archlector charging in. He's going to have to be careful. Zombies are pretty heavy. He could get bogged down pretty easily here. And, I mean, saturated with the halberds is going to be tough. That being said, he can kind of force a little blob here for the handgunners and crossbowmen to fire into. But the shambling hordes just running after those Empire State troops. Ooh, very nice net here, though. Going to get an area of effect net. And just start to rain some fire here with a stationary target. The mortar should be able to get more effective fire. That mortar has actually used up just about all of its ammo here. If we have a look, it's got 89 kills so far, so pretty decent stuff, all things considered. Light Wizard kiting back as well. There's just the one unit of zombie handguns left at this point. But yeah, the zombie leadership starting to give out a little bit. We'll see. The balance power is still very much in favor, as NOTCILUS is still almost completely healthy here. So it's going to be tough for the Empire. We'll see what they can pull out here, but things are not looking great at the moment. These deckhands pushing forward, getting mown down a little bit, taking some heavy losses, but will it be enough? These crossbowmen are going to get caught up by these crumbling zombies. There's only 45 of them, though, so they should be okay for the moment. Oh man, that Light Wizard just took a volley from those Necrofex. Necrofex also are doing a bit of friendly fire, though, to the zombies, so it's not a completely ideal situation, and a very good volley from those silver bullets directly on NOTCILUS there. Looks like the Archlector bravely riding through in the backline as well. True hero of the Empire. Rides straight through those summoned zombies as if they weren't there, and gets right on the Archlector. So, yeah, at this point, things are looking okay. The Archlector's netted, or sorry, NOTCILUS is netted. He gets hit by the LUMINARK there. And the Archlector pulling around, getting some good attacks as well. He doesn't have the best melee attack, but I mean, NOTCILUS up on the Necrofex only has 30 melee defense, so he can get some good hits in. Trying to stomp on the Archlector's head, but we've got some Empire State troops supporting here as well. Some brave spearmen have come to the aid of their general, at least for the time being. And then they quickly get terrified, but, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But the Tempelhof still online with about 500 HP is super clutch in this late game, getting some very key hits on NOTCILUS here. The Archlector still just hammering away, you know, chopping those little planks at his feet there. And one more shot from the LUMINARK. Will it finish NOTCILUS? Ooh, looks like it actually hit that hill, unfortunately. A very nasty little miss there with the interruption, but once again, the net just holding NOTCILUS in place. Want to make sure he can't move. Unfortunately, the Archlector did get routed. That is going to put another dent in the balance power and bring things back towards the Vampire Coast a little bit. But this Tempelhof LUMINARK still loading up another shot. Will it be enough? Solid contact that time. NOTCILUS is down to only 700 HP. Still not crumbling, but these crossbowmen can now start to get some volleys in here. This other Necrofex is completely out of ammo as well, and it does look like the Archlector has come back from rout, so we'll see. It's going to be very tight in this late game here. The Empire might be able to bring this one back, but yeah, it's all a matter of if this Tempelhof can get some good hits or not. Another very solid hit there. NOTCILUS down to only about 500 HP, and he is at his healing cap at this point, so he can't heal anymore. But it looks like he's pretty much done for. Crossbowman volleying from multiple angles here, and doesn't look like he can really hold out in this situation much more. There is a Light Wizard somehow. The Light Wizard's here, but yeah, NOTCILUS actually goes down there from the crumbling damage. And now the Tempelhof can turn its attention to this other Necrofex, which you can see is kind of trying to chase that Archlector. But, yeah, unfortunately, being out of ammo, it's going to be tough for this guy to get in and get any damage done at this point. The Crossbowman can just continue to kite back and shoot. And you can see the zombies, with the loss of their leader, are crumbling across the board here. And unfortunately, the summons here not crumbling, as this is not in the new patch, but in the next patch, all of these summoned zombies would be crumbling as well. But yeah, netted and continuing to get shot here. Necrofex is actually starting to crumble at this point as well. The Tempelhof does have a couple of hits left. Looks like dropping some more deckhands out. But at this point, it's all a matter of time, mostly. The Empire forces can just continue to kite. And, ooh, a near miss there. Just about got the crow's nest, but as it is, looks like it's going to actually be a victory for the Empire. So a very nice pullback by Reginald Puggington here, able to capitalize in the late game. Archlector still online for the time being, but oh, I thought he might get blasted there by the Necrofex, but yeah, the Vampire Coast player still trying to finish things off here. He does have some zombie handguns that could potentially do some damage. Looks like they're going to volley in, try and finish off that Tempelhof LUMINARK. They do get a couple of hits there, but oh man, Archlector's going to need to stay out in front if at all possible. He's just so low on HP at this point, though. It's going to be tough. We'll see. The balance power shifting more and more in the Empire's favor as more of these zombie units continue to crumble away, and there's plenty more crossbowmen here in the back line for the Empire, so feeling pretty confident at this point that the Empire can pull this one out. We'll see, but yeah, all the zombies crumbling here, trying to cut through those crossbowmen, but they're just pushing through, you know, not really caring too much. Tempelhof is moving up and around here, but oh man, this could be bad. Execution style. Oh, the Archlector gets blasted. Still alive for the moment, but he is getting chopped up by those zombie handguns and just gets nuked there by the Necrofex. Gets taken down. That is going to tip the balance power back ever so slightly in the Vampire Coast's favor. You can see that does cause a few Empire units to just straight up rout. However, there are still some crossbowmen, especially this unit, 59 unit models, and still quite a bit of ammunition left as well. They can probably finish off this Necrofex and some of these other zombies, but the Tempelhof just needs to really get like one more shot on the Necrofex here, and it could finish things off. Has, what, 3 more shots left, so yeah, we'll see. Crossbowmen in here, get a good volley. That should finish off quite a few of these zombies. They are crumbling currently, minus 61 leadership, so very close to disintegration, and it looks like there they go. At this point, all the other units are crumbling that aren't summoned. Well, I guess the Necrofex is still holding up for the time being, but yeah. We'll fast forward a little bit through this late game as the zombies sort of pursue here, and eventually admit defeat, as that was pretty clear what the outcome was going to be at that point. But very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. Certainly I enjoyed casting it for you. Puggington did a great job there. Just staying calm, you know, holding, despite the losses early on. It was a really tough situation to get forced into, but the fact that he was able to keep that Tempelhof safe until the late game provided a huge damage burst against NOTCILUS, pulling the balance power all the way back and, you know, obviously winning the game for him, I would definitely say. And obviously some key volleys there by those crossbowmen. They got great kills across the board. 78, 35, 89, 73, 62, 62 kills on the Silver Bullets as well. Empire State Troops doing well in the front line despite the tough situation they were forced into. 160, 132, 107, 81 on Spearman. Not bad at all. 77 on the Archlector himself, considering he doesn't have any kind of area of effect damage. That's actually quite impressive. Doesn't mean that he was just bopping zombies that whole time with his dual-wield hammers. But a super fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. If you do want to support my channel in a more personal way, be sure to check out my Patreon page. And yeah, support from those folks that, you know, it means the world to me, for sure. And obviously, I don't necessarily do this for the money. I do it because I enjoy it, but if I could have more time to do it more, I would definitely love that, and obviously time's money, so if you can, your support's more than welcome. If not, just, like the video, share with your friends, comment, even just viewing right now all the way to the end. If you're here, still listening to this, thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.